pop it out. There we go. What's up, everybody? All right. Let's see how we're doing here. Should be all good to go. Sorry, I'm just checking stream strength here. Not okay. What's up? Yeah, it is fire time. What's up, Jenny? How are you doing? I have no idea why that's going so slow. All right. We may get disconnected for a second. Just hold on. We'll be right back. It'll come back. There we go. Okay, we should be good to go. All right, sorry. We had a little hiccup in the router. Sorry, I had a little router hookup problem. What's up, Bayo? How are you? BDH, how are you? The real what is that? What Life? Yeah, what's up, man? That's a new one. I haven't seen that before. Dragonfly, Thinking Time, how are you? 5150, what's up? Country Boy, what's up? Yeah, I'm always on. I'm always live streaming. This is the life, man. There we go. Let me make sure we're all set up. I got a bug flying in my eye, damn it. I hate that. What's up, Lynn? How are you? Kadesh, what's up? How you doing? All right, we're going to pop in some fun stuff tonight. Let's go ahead and get started here. Going to be a little crazy. I'm going to see if I can get this done with what I have. We're going to attach these little bits, and then we're going to try a full-blown uranium flower. But I'm going to make it with uranium and some of the shimmer color. So we're going to kind of blend it up a little. So I just have to get this attached to get one more done for sure. And we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. What's up, Trevor? I'm doing good. So we're going to try a uranium flower. I'm not quite sure what it's going to totally look like. Debating on doing one uranium, straight uranium, and then one with the mixture. I have enough to do two. I think we'll do a full-on uranium. I might even fume it a little. Put a little gold with the uranium. I don't want to cover it up, though. All right, let's get it done. Let's just do it. And then we got to, we have to make some orders tonight. We have to finish some more orders up. No, I want this. All right, we're going to use this one. So this will be a first. This will be a first. We're doing straight up rose and uranium rose. Yeah, what's up, John? How are you doing? It's going to be insanely bright. I can tell you that right off. It's going to be bright. Then I busted out a piece from 19... Give me a second. 1995. So this is my old work from 1995. Right there. This is like super old. Back at MGM days. I'm going to probably pop it on the side cam. Where's it at? There we go. So that is 1995. Old. Like me. There we are. We got the fuming in there, the 2 hummingbirds. But I'll show you where my work has evolved, okay? I'm gonna reveal the secrets here. We're gonna hold it upside down. I'm gonna bring it in here. So those welds right there, where it was all welded together, right in that section, all the 3 little pieces right, that's kind of janky. Now I would consider it janky. Back then, that was like super hard for me. But those welds were not, they're not optimal. But yeah, that is 1995. Little flower. But you can see I still did the same damn birds. And the flower, just bigger. I might make a reissue of this. Might make one. I don't have a price on that one. That's like $19.95. I might reissue one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Right now, we're going to make a uranium glass flower. I think this might be Illuminati. We're going to check it. This may not be... Let me bring it down a little. But yeah, that's super old. But I was showing you the welds in the back so that, like glassblowers that are learning, you can see you evolve over time. And that's exactly what happens, is you just evolve. All right, let's go ahead and start this flower. We're going to make this a pretty unique uranium flower here. Where's my little... There we go. All right, so let's get the taco section done. Yeah, super old. I bought the original for $3,000. If you put up $3,000, it's yours. I'll make another. It's old. That's like back at MGM days. You put up $3,000, I'll go buy Fiery Mama a buggy, a 4-wheel drive buggy cart with it, so she can hop around the property in her little buggy cart. What's up, Groves? Did you make a glass or... I'm sorry? Do you make glass or order it pre-made? I don't make raw glass, so like glass rods I don't make. Everything else from the rods and tubing I make. And tonight this is going to be a very epic little piece here. We're using straight up uranium glass. And I love this color by itself. Not only, even if it didn't glow in a black light, I think it's amazing. Just the color itself. I've been a huge fan of it. Let's bring this back in. There we go. All right, let's pop it over to the side. About every 3rd or 4th petal, I do show you where we're at. So we've got the uranium popping in there right now. So we're starting it off. There's a very specific combination of gold and silver you can put into glass. No, not gold and silver. Gold and silver don't glow. I can show you gold and silver fumed. You're talking europium or uranium. There are a couple ways to get stuff to glow. A couple materials, they're all rare earth, but gold and silver don't do it. Gold and silver make the color changing glass. All right, here we go. We're going to bring it in. One, two, three. Okay, there we go. This is going to be a very intense flower. So I started off with a very small uranium rod to begin with. We're going to jump up another size here for the next set of petals, then we're going to jump up beyond that. So this one's definitely going to be multi-tiered. Oh, nope, this side. Yep. Okay, there we go. All right, let's bring it in so y'all can see up close. So now we got the uranium getting a little bit leveled in there. And we're going to start upgrading the size of the petals here. What's up, J-Dub? How are you? Good to see you. So we are making a full-on uranium flower. This is uranium. I'm debating on fuming it. I'm really debating on the fuming of it. Adding a little gold to it. Not a lot. I don't want to cover the uranium, obviously. But a little pinkish hue to it might be kind of cool. All right, let's keep adding petals on here. Yeah, a little hue of pink would be really neat. Don't breathe? Why? Uranium's not toxic built into it. This is less toxic than your dog farts. Your dog has more toxicity than this. And here we go. And then one more petal here. Yeah, obviously I'm a little spicy tonight. Woohoo! And there we go. Let's get it out here. I'm really excited to do this. I kind of really want to see this all lit up. I mean, unfortunately, we won't be able to see it lit up right away, because when the uranium's hot, it doesn't glow at all. And that part sucks. That's right. All right, so we got the Celtic knot looking version here. But I like the way uranium looks just by itself. I think that just looks so freaking cool. And okay, we're going to go another level with this one, and then we're going to increase the diameter of the rod so we can get the petals bigger yet. I wish they had chunky stuff of this. But they don't. No chunky monkey on it. But yeah, I thought I'd bring out a piece from I think that's 1995 right there. It was towards the end of our residency at MGM in Las Vegas. So I would say 1995, roughly. And notice, other than gold fuming and liquid gold paint on it, there's no color, because color really wasn't around. Yellow uranium. No, there's not a yellow uranium. You can get a yellow-ish tint to it by taking uranium and using a yellow colorant, if you will. I can't remember what it is, but there is a yellow UV. It's called Nova. It's a glass star color, and again, it was called Nova. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yeah, Nova was a cool color. But that's why I don't hop on the hype train of, like, when they come out with all these new colors and they say experimental, trying. I don't really buy into that. Because you can only run it for so long and then there's none left. All right, let's bring it out. So again, we're getting into that. In there, we're getting that really nice uranium. Notice how the further in it goes, the more condensed, the more color we're getting out of it. There we go. I'm going to try and trim these points down a little bit there. All right, let's get a couple more petals of this size, and then we're going to jump up. It's actually not too bad. Trying to get these petals super tight up in here. Because this one, I want this one to be a little bigger than normal. A lot of petals in it. I know, looking like a daffodil, it'll start turning like a flower soon. Like a rosy flower. Notice I never say rose, because to me it doesn't quite look like a rose. It's just a flower. There we go. And I absolutely want to make a Venus flytrap. I've been saying that for a while, but I think I need to actually just make one. Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, a Venus flytrap would be so freaking cool. But it has to be a whole sculpture. It has to be like 2 or 3 Venus flytraps in a sculpture of some sort. Can't just have like one. All right, let's get this built in there. And then maybe make a little fly to hang on it. Like a little fly just on the edge of it. Okay, we are looking good here. We're going to kind of trim these petals down a little bit. We're going to round them out. They're a little pointy at the moment. Get them down just a touch. There we go. That's the nice thing about glass. When you start going through it, you can make a lot of good changes with it. We're getting that really nice, rich uranium color coming through. Now this will be really nice and green once it cools off. Right now it has that yellowish look because it is hot. All right, definitely got a chunky version right here. I might bust out the citrine. I noticed that the company that makes this, they re-released my favorite uranium, which is called citrine. After we do this, I'll show you the color difference. It doesn't glow quite as bright, but I like the color a lot more. It's still ultra bright uranium, but I like the color. I don't know how they changed it a little bit different, but it's definitely much better. In my opinion, color-wise, for certain projects. So for a flower like this, citrine might be kind of cool. I just don't want to make it and have it not sell. This is a lot of citrine. The song start. What's up, L to the B? How you doing? What's up, Fidel? How are you? Robert, what's up? Good evening, everybody. If you're new in the chat, if you are new to my live stream, go ahead and type 1 in the chat so I can see how many new people, and I'll try and greet as many as I can. Try and say hi to you. And there we go. Luann, Colleen, what's up? Nora, Tana, is it Tana or Tana? Tana, I would look like. How are you? Who we got? We got, is it Alpha? Michael, Jose, Jennifer, Marshall, Artful Dodger, Jules. And here we go. Can you lie? You sure can. It's a white lie. I remember I was I was going through this testing for security clearance, and one of the questions was, is it ever okay to tell a white lie? And I was like, well, can I tell a white lie now? Can I answer with a white lie? They didn't find it very humorous. The dragon dagger? Yeah, let me finish this flower and we can definitely do that. Can you move the dolphin sculpture? Where to? It's hard to read the names. I'll have to move it later. I can't do it right now. There we are. And now we're getting that super uranium color coming through. All right. And L to the B, thank you for the big shout out. Big shout out to L to the B for doing the big shout outs. I always think that's kind of cool. I like the big shout out. It's kind of a cool little thing. Can I share how I got into glass? Yes, I got into it because of my mother. She started when I was 2, and so I pretty much grew up with it. It's been around me my entire life, at least as much as I can remember. And here we go. To move that one just a little bit. So this one's going to have a lot of petals to it. A lot. We're going to really make it super glow with the uranium. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll see how it looks up. I just want to see that super bright glow to it under the black light. And where was my last one? There we go. And here we go. Pop it in nice and easy. Easy peasy. I know I have one more to put on here first. We're probably going to go another 3 at least. And there's my gap. So when I do this, I do have a specific pattern that I follow when I make these. And as I'm going around, it's pretty easy to get a little lost when you have this many petals in there. It's like kind of where you were. So you have to spend a second trying to figure out the gap. Here we go. Got to warm it up. Do I worry about burning my hands? Nope. I got to warm the whole thing up real quick. No, I don't worry about it at all. You got to be super comfortable to be working with fire. Yeah, that's why I always tell people to do a glass blowing experience. Ooh, she's looking good. Oh man, I love that. I don't think we'll get any green out of it. No, it's super hot right now. We won't get any green coming out yet. All right, let's try. I know I'm going to do 3 more. But no, you got to be super comfortable about working around fire, or you should not attempt to do this job. But in all honesty, I think you probably have more danger of getting burned in a kitchen than you do anything else. USPS finally got your boxy. Yeah, see, I don't know what's up with USPS sometimes. I know Red Squeak's package. Red Squeak lives like very close to me relatively to everybody else. And it took like 2 weeks for a package to get to her. It should have been there in a day. I could have sent it via drone. Got it there in time. All right, here we go. We're going to pop this on. Ooh, this is getting scary. This is definitely going to be the last 3, I think. Actually, I probably could have got on a one of those old school big wheels and got it there before they got it there. Okay, now we're getting this going. So, by the way, I think all the marbles sold out in the grab bags. We're going to make some more. Might make a couple tonight. Ooh, man, this stuff moves. So uranium glass is one of those colors that loves to move. Uh-oh. All right, we're going to have to do some surgery here. We got a little problem, but it's okay. I'll show it to you after we get this last pedal on. One more to go. No, a little more. Come on. Gotta hurry. Get it going. Get it going. All right, last pedal. I can't fit any more in here. Okay, so I got a problem encountered along the way, but it's real world. Oh, did I have it on the side camera the whole damn time? Jeez, I'm sorry about that. Hey, Elena, how are you? Thank you for the big shout out. Big shout out to Elena Simon. All right, so we got the uranium there. Now I'll show you the problem. See that crack? We cracked right on the stem. No matter what I do, I can't fix that properly to make it go away. So we got to change the whole design. But what is the philosophy in me? Happy little accidents, right? We're going to do something totally new. Actually, I need to do this, approach it a little bit different. I had this planned for a clear stem. But because we got a crack in there, the happy little accident, we're going to do something that I had not planned on doing it. I didn't plan this, but it just came to my head because my head's a little warped at times. And we're going to change it up. It's going to be badass. All right, so we're going to pop this in the kiln temporarily. I forgot to bring that out. Damn it! All right, I got to move stuff around. Give me a second here. I got to move a few things real quick. We got to make room in the kiln. Ooh, that's hot. Whew. Damn it. That's hot. The kiln is what's hot. That's 1100 degrees. There's the flour we did out of clear. We're going to sandblast this tomorrow. So that's going to be done tomorrow in frosty white. Sandblasted it. Or sandblasting it. But for now, we're just going to move it right over here. All right, let me grab my thought pattern here. Give me 1 second because we're going to do what I always do. Make it epic. Ooh, that would be pretty. All right, let me see if I have it here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm looking for something very specific here. Nope, don't want you. Okay. Tell me you're Lucy. Oh, perfect. Got it. So the stem itself cracked, and that sucks. That sucks bad. But what it gives me the opportunity to do is take the item and make a Lucy stem for it. Let me pull it off to the side. So we're going to make the whole stem pink UV. So the entire uranium flower is going to be green, and the entire stem is going to be pink. So that is what we're going to do with it. We're going to make it that way. So like I said, it was a little flaw that happened, but the end result's going to be really cool. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. So we're going to preheat this. I'm still debating on gold fuming it a little too. But I'll show you where the crack is. We should probably warm it up just a touch. I just don't want to hit the crack with that flame or it'll fall right off. It will break. Okay, so this is the crack that we are dealing with right there, right underneath it. There's no way to fix that and get it to not have a scar, if you will. I could smooth it out, but it will be scarred. And I don't want that. So we're going to grab it with the happy little claw tool. We're going to come in and burn that off. Pull all that off. And we're going to grab some uranium and pop it right inside here and weld everything together. Might as well just take the time to really weld it up since we're doing it. Create a little stem. Let me zoom in on it too. Let me fix this for a second. We'll zoom in. Quick multitask here. There we go. So we're going to bring it in. And what I'm doing now is I'm kind of just fusing this little section in here. And there we go. So what's nice about this, I'll give you all a little secret when you're doing a flower, if you're a glassblower. When you make that core, that really hot center there, if you leave it, it acts like a heat source to keep your flower hot. So it'll kind of keep the heat radiating through your flower, and you don't have to worry about it. There we go. So we got the nice pink stem going. Let's trim it right about there. Bring it out. This is definitely one off. All right, let's pop it in the kiln for a minute and decide on if I want to. I'll decide if we're going to gold fume it. Leave it in there. And then this one, again, this is the pink. So that is the pink stem now. It'll have full pink. Like that. Boop, 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 boop. Daisy Girl, I'm just warning you, it's a little expensive. I mean, I just got to be up front. That flower is going to be a little bit up there. But, you know, more than happy to sell it. I would love for it to go to a good home. How do you get those colors? Buy them. All right, so let me ask you a question. Should we do a... Yeah, definitely think about it for a minute. Yeah, definitely email. Do you think we should do a full Lucy flower? We could make it a little smaller. But do you think we should do a Lucy where it's UV pink? Like that? Oh, sorry. Should we do it where it's a UV pink? I can throw a little green in it too. Not uranium, but like a green. And we could give it a multicolor. What do y'all think? Oh, there we go. So we have that pink UV. So what do y'all think? Anybody want to chime into chat for that? Green stem like a real pink rose? Yeah, we could do green stem. But I'm going to mix some green into it. Welcome in, Glenn. So a Lucy version. All right, let me grab some Lucy. We're going to make it into a tricolor. So Lucy will be in there, and then we're going to have the shimmer green and lime green. It's going to look good. Let me grab more Lucy. So a lot of people always ask, how do they come up with color names? And this one was named for Lucille Ball. You know, I love Lucy because she was redhead. So that's where they came up with this color for it. Let's see if you can definitely see all that. Actually, let's do side view. But yeah, that's how they came up with the name, is for Lucille Ball. Now you can see how bright that is. So the primary color will be this Lucy color, and then we're going to add in, oh man, I'm debating. Yeah, we should do a tricolor. So we're going to use some, no, that's uranium. We don't want that. Okay, we're going to use this lime green here. We can use this. Blacklight ain't going to work. There we go. There. So this is kind of like a limey green. It's not showing very well on camera. And sorry, I'm really debating here. I got a color combo I really want to do. No, we're going to grab one color. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, it is Vaseline glass. I am using Vaseline. No, I won't be using Vaseline on that. Okay. No, the uranium glass will overpower the Lucy. It's too strong. I'll show you why. And then we got to get to work here. So this is uranium and Lucy. See how much brighter that uranium is? And when next to each other, it will drown out that Lucy. They're not even close for competition wise. it wouldn't work that well. But we're going to make a good combo. I promise. We're going to make it look amazing. I'm super stoked about it. Okay. Let's buckle down and go. So we're going to use slime. So we're going to use slime with it. This slime is just like what it sounds like, Nickelodeon slime. It's exactly what it's going to be with it. And then we're going to use the shimmer green, which is a very, very ornate green, kind of. It looks like pert shampoo. So it looks very much like pert shampoo. All right, here we go. So we're going to bring it back this way. We do have to kind of make this color, though. So we're going to start with the Lucy here, and we're going to build it up. It won't take long. Then we're going to intertwine the lime green and the pert shampoo. So first things first, I'm going to take this pink glow or UV. We're going to build it up into a much thicker rod. And here we go. And that's all I'm worried about right now. We're going to build it much thicker. Then I can put two lines down, one of the shimmer color, one of the slime. And we're going to twist it up to what's called a latticino. Basically just like a candy cane spiral. And we'll pull it into a rod that's usable and make a flower. Daisy Girl, you got to message Stephanie. She handles all the pricing. Just message her. You were first to ask, so if you decide that it's not worth it, we can move on to someone else. But you were first in line, so it's okay. All right, here we go. We just got to keep building it up. And we're going to take this chunk here. We're going to add it in. Give me a couple minutes to build this up. And then we'll pull it into the latticino. Every time I say latticino, I think of coffee. I really do. And I'm not a coffee fan. I like mushroom coffee, but other coffee, not so much. Not so much. Kind of want to go back to Italy, too. I know that's a random thought, but latticino, cappuccino, coffee, Italy. That's where my brain goes. All right, a little bit more here. We're going to attach a little secondary rod to it. Both of these are the Lucy Pink. Looks like I'm going to have to order more Lucy, too. We've been going through it. There we go. Attach it there. Let's finish it up. Let's get as much on here as we can. Sorry, this part's a little boring. Hang with me for just a little bit. Just hang with me for a little bit, please. And we'll get into making some awesome stuff. We'll make it work. Mushroom coffee is amazing. I mean, it's not the happy mushrooms, but it sure as hell does improve my mood a little bit. I don't know if I think it's lion's mane or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of good in the morning. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, a little bit more, and then we're going to stripe it and spin it. Okay, so last thing, I got to attach another rod to this one where I'm tapping my finger. We're going to use that up, and then we're going to stripe it. We only need a little bit more. But I'd rather have more than less. I don't want to run out of color as we're going through. I'd hate to go through all this work and then run out of color, like the rod. That would definitely suck. So here we go. Let's get the rest of this bunched up. And if we have any left over, maybe we'll do a marble out of it. What brand do I drink? So Everyday Dose is really good, but I'm trying to think of the other one that I really like. It's kind of like a purple bag on Amazon. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but that's my favorite. It's a little more expensive than Everyday Dose, though. I just can't remember the name of it. But it's like a purple bag. All right, almost done. We just got that last little bit to do. So again, for those of you just joining, we're working a color that's called Lucy. It is UV reactive with black light, and it glows a pink. I'm going to show you here in a second what it does. While this is cooling off for a second. So we just bunched it up right now. And we're going to put a couple stripes of different colors down so we can make what's called a latticino. The latticino is a spiraled, like candy cane look. But you can see that pink going on right there. It's a thin little rod of it, but you can see it's all pink, lit up with UV. Now notice at the end it's not lit up. See that? When it's hot, no bueno. And this is the Lucy we did here. Notice this might get a little pink, but notice down here, nothing. Pink, nothing. Let's go ahead and pull it back for just a minute. So the two colors we're going to stripe down it, one is slime. It is very much like Nickelodeon slime. The next is going to be what I call shimmer green. And that particular green, it looks like pert shampoo. Although I just had another random thought through my head. Maybe I'll use that really cool, rare-ass teal. The shimmer teal. All right, tell me, pert shampoo green or teal? The teal is a sparkle teal as well. So type in the comments, teal or green. Teal or green. I'll show you the two colors here in a minute. While I'm putting this stripe down. Got to lay this down really heavy. A lot of work for a flower right now. All right, let's set that down for a second. Let me show you the two colors. Where's my super teal? There it is. No, is that it? Hold on, I had super teal around here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. So let me pull it off to the side here. And there are the two colors. Let's use a flashlight. The top is the shimmer green. The bottom is the teal. So you guys decide, teal or shimmer. You guys decide. All up to you. I did make pens for Kevin. Yes. Absolutely, we made pens for Kevin. All right, so let me get a little bit more of the slime on here, and we'll go from there. So I need a mod from each TikTok, one from TikTok and one from YouTube to tell me what the color vote is. Yeah, you could definitely buy a pen. Lots of people wanting to buy Kevin's pen. Let me get a little bit more of this green on here while you guys are deciding. And then I just need one of the mods on each channel to let me know while we lay this other little bit of slime down. Audience votes. See, this is what I like. I like having everybody participate. Last little bit right here. Blend that in. Okay, where'd we get? Grove says teal. Anybody who's on YouTube? John says green. Oh, crap. All right, so now we got one saying teal, one saying green. Okay, so it's a battle between the two here. Okay, so John is gonna. You lost track. Okay, I think we'll go teal. I think there's a lot of teal. The reason the teal is important because this color is no longer made. This is going to be a rare combo. This color isn't made anymore. It's like super rare. So we'll use that. Actually, you know what? We're going to make a YouTube TikTok collaboration. The 2 times YouTube and TikTok are going to agree. All right? Because we're going to take this with a little teal. And then we're just going to grab shimmer green and put it right next to it. So it turned out to 4 colors. We're going to do 4 color combo. Why not? The audience has spoken. Okay, we're good there. So let me show you where we're at. A lot of work, a lot of prep work into this. A lot of prep work into this. I forgot to change the camera view. So that's the Lucy in there. And then here we got the slime green. You can see it's kind of slime green. And then we got the teal and shimmer right next to it. Let me bust out the flashlight so y'all can see it. So the Lucy's not going to be very visible, but there is the teal and the shimmer. Look at the difference between the two right there. That teal definitely stands out. And then there's the slime green. You can see it's kind of, that's why it's called slime green. It has that slime look to it. Then we got the Lucy. So we're going to use, we might as well do a 4 color combo, right? Make it a 4 color combo. What the hell? All right, we're going to add a little bit of Lucy on the outside here just to balance it out. Just along the color edges. So this will have a really pretty pink UV reactive glass. And then we're going to have the slime green and the teal and shimmer green feathering throughout it. So it kind of will look like a natural organic petal in the wild. I sound like I'm catching a Pokemon. Petal in the wild. Okay, let's add a little bit down the center here. People are always like, man, you're too old to know about Pokemon. I'm like, no. When I had stepkids, I was very involved with having stepkids and kids. Message thefieryguy.com about pens. Definitely message fieryguy.com. But anyway, so yeah, I got involved with the kids, and so when they were talking about Pokemon, and that when your kids ask you if you want to do something with them, you should probably do it. Even if it's something that's not your favorite thing on the planet to do. Okay, there we go. Do have to custom order the pens, but just mention that you want Kevin's wing pen. Yeah, got to catch them all. But yeah, when your kids ask if you want to do something with them, especially on like a video game, or you want to see what, yeah, hop in with them. You know? All right, so we got it fully attached. We're going to create that latticino now. So the secret to this one, we got to make some super normal size, and then we got to bring some a little bit thicker. How can you order a rose like the purple one there? Oh, that's a gold fume rose. Just go on thefieryguy.com, and you're going to want to select option, I think, B for the roses. All right, let's start twisting this up. I should bring this a little closer so you guys can see it. Let's bring it up. And there we go. Nice view. All right, you're going to see the twisting action going on here. So we're just going to spin this all the way like this. And this is just going to, like I said, create a little bit of like a candy cane twist to it. But when we start flattening it for petals, it's going to disperse these colors in a whole different way. And it won't look like spiraled like this. It's going to have a very unique pattern. Okay, we're going to burn that off there. Okay, we're going to pop that in the kiln, keep it warm. We're going to make another. And this is how we get that really organic look to the flowers. Like the color-wise. Ooh, fuse in, baby. Fuse in. There we go. And here we go. We're going to pull some more now. Yeah, thank you for sending it. Yeah, well, we can definitely do. I have like 4 people wanting a pen like Kevin's now, so I should call it Kevin's pen. All right, so we got a little bit there. Pull that down. We're going to separate it, pop it in the cone. One more, and we're all done. We'll start making the flour right off. We'll start making that flour right off as soon as we get this done. But let me show you where we're at. So that's what I was saying, where it's all spiraled in now. So that's what we're creating all the way down. We got these little spirals running down that glass. And we're going to do the last little bit here. Okay, last little bit. Now this one I'm going to leave a tiny bit thicker so we can do at least 3 petals off of it in just a little bit of a thicker fashion. But we still need to have the spiral. Tomorrow's Friday. Y'all ready for Friday? Who's ready for Friday? Who's ready for it? Type Friday in the chat if you're ready for Friday. Some people, Fridays don't matter. They're like, it's just another work day. I do have something very cool planned for tomorrow's stream, though. Very, very cool. And then I got to show the dragon dagger. Someone asked for the dragon dagger. I forgot to show that. I think Fidel did. All right, here we go. We're going to bust it out one more time here. Just a little bit right there. Bring this down. The ends of these always turn out bad. I hate that. I wish I could save all that. All right, let me bring it up. Yeah, I know Friday is an awesome day for most. All right, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here we go. Now you can see those. Look at those colors coming out. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to have that pink glow to it. It's not showing right now, but yeah. Isn't that going to be a pretty combo? We're making some very, very exclusive flowers right now. So this one I'm going to pop onto the lime green stem. So we're going to use the lime green for the stem. That way it is definitely recognizable and different. This will definitely be part of that special allocation of unique. And then I gotta grab the dragon dagger. Damn it. I keep forgetting. Give me a second. Don't turn 50s. All right, let that sit there. So the dragon dagger that Fidel was asking about is one of my favorite pieces. It is a piece I did a long time ago. I got to bust out the camera view. Sorry. And there we go. So that is the dragon dagger. Like that. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's not for sale. It's just one of my personal custom pieces. Like that. I'm going to bring it in so you can see the handle up close. There we go. There. So we'll bring in the head here. Actually, just flashlight it. What the hell? There you can see the really organic. There's the eyeballs, the teeth, the nostrils. So what I did on this is I created a frosty side with gold fuming. So you can have it that way, or we can come out this way and have a shiny side. So however you want to hang it up or display it, you can do that. And then there's the front of the head, like that. Bring it right in. There we go. But anyway, that is the Dragon Dagger. No, I don't burn, really. I mean, if I get a burn, it's a tiny little one. It'd be more like a bug bite. It's annoying, but not like, it's not like devastating. But it's mostly just feels like a bug bite. All right, let's get situated. And right before we get going, I'm going to show you my piece from 1995. This is retro. So this is a retro piece, 1995. There we go. This is like back when I was about 6 years in full-time doing this. So this is 6 years of, like at year 6, roughly, of doing that. Yeah, there we go. And then there's the two little birds. You can see my birds haven't changed over the years, though. Well, they were a little fatter right there. They were kind of a little fatter right there. They did evolve a little bit. But I thought I'd share that all with you guys. I like sharing things. All right, let's make a flower. So we're going to use the lime green stem and pop it into a beautiful pink UV with teal, shimmer green, and slime green coloring. Are y'all ready? Here we go. Let's use the shorter one first. There we go. So we're going to add the little button on here, the little extension. I call it the unicorn horn. And the reason I do it on this particular piece when we have custom is because if you look at the center flower, when we start making the flower and you see the center and it's a different color than the rest of it, just doesn't look right. So we take that and we just kind of make a little tiny unicorn horn like that. We're going to bring in the camera view a little bit closer so you get a better experience here. And there we go. So there is the unicorn horn on it. And then we're going to make our taco petal. And then from there, we're going to go right in. I know they do look like lightsabers. Honestly, I keep telling people this. If you want to see the coolest video on YouTube, one of the coolest, go to the Hacksmith, H-A-C-K, Smith.com, or on YouTube, the Hacksmith, and just type in Hacksmith lightsaber. And he took this brand of torch and turned it into a fully functional lightsaber. Like portable. It is so freaking cool. I kind of want to collaborate with him on a video of some sort. I think I want to message him because he's really got good content. All right, so there's a little taco thing right there. Doesn't look like much. I see, it doesn't look like much when you start. Looks like garbage, actually. But it'll start forming up here in a minute. So now, remember, we coiled these around like candy cane. I want you to watch what happens to these petals after we flatten, pull, and arrange. So we're going to take about every third or fourth petal. I'm going to show you the progress and include you in the process. So if you like watching things from start to finish and you want to be included in the process, hang out, enjoy, relax. A little fireside chat with the fiery guy. All right, got one done. Let's do a couple more on here, and I'll show you where we're at, and we'll just continue going. And going to pop the next one on. There we go. And one more. We have a lot to go, but we're on the start. We got it started. A lot of prep work to get here. But I'm hoping the end result will be absolutely amazing. We did a uranium flower in the very beginning, which is another piece that I'm super excited to take a look at when it cools off. The uranium flower is going to be outstanding as well. All right, so here we go. This is where it doesn't really look like a whole lot, but you can start to see the colors coming out. I'm sorry to hear about that, Ropes of Note. That's no bueno. Okay, see, we got the colors popping out. We're going to get right in. See how those coils changed up and they don't look like little spirals anymore? And here we go. You have some dolphins. How much would that cost? That's like 300, if I remember right. That's a big ass piece too. You can't see it right now, but the ball that they're sitting on has dichroic glass in it, so they sparkle. But if you're interested in it, you definitely need to message Stephanie right away at thefieryguy.com because I think someone was asking about it. We sold one of the jellyfish, so that's why the jellyfish is not there anymore. We did sell a jellyfish today. So don't get to look at that jellyfish anymore. I'll just have to make another one. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pop this over here. Now, once we get to petals 9, 10, and 11, it really starts to look like a flower. It starts filling out a little bit. But up to then, you can kind of tell, but it's not quite there. And this is one of those concepts that you kind of have to get over when you start glassblowing or lamp working. And it's rough. You start making things and it's not looking like you want it to. But then at the last minute, the last few steps, it starts to form up. But it's the process leading up to things. You're just kind of looking at it going, man, that's not looking good. Then you make a few thousand of them and you know it'll look good in the end. Once you make a couple thousand of anything, it gets to be pretty standard. Here we go. And side view again. Again, I will show you about every third or fourth petal where we're at. So we're going to bring this in. Now you can see those very faint colors coming in there. We're looking good. Now, as I keep adding more color, it's going to get more and more vibrant. So as we keep stacking color on there, it will get more vibrant. So I got enough to do one petal out of here, then we got to grab the next rod. maybe 2. I might have enough to get 2. Since this is a custom blend, I try and use as much as I can of color. Want to use every little bit. Yeah, I could get one more. Yeah, I wish I could do opal. Opal flower would be amazing. Can you imagine opals running through the petals? Wow, that would be really cool. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'll figure it out. Now I got that idea stuck in my head too. And there we go. We're going to toss that off to the side. Don't need any more of it. Just a little scrap piece of glass there. All right, let's grab the next set of color here. Yeah, we got a lot on here. We'll be able to get this quite... Actually, we got plenty. We're going to be able to get quite a bit done. Squish. I can't reach as far on this rod as I want because right about 6 inches in front of my hand, actually about 3 inches, it's 1,000 degrees. That's where it was sitting in the kiln, preheating. So if I move my hand, 3 inches up towards the color, it'll burn instantaneously. But visually, you can't see it. Okay, we got the 3 petals down. We're rocking. It's looking good now. Now we're starting to fill out with a little bit of that flower look. You can see that teal and all those colors starting to pop out. Now the beauty of this, again, under a black light, it's going to be pink with all those in there. But we're going to bring it up a little bit closer. There we are. Look how shimmery it is. You can see the little halos of the colors running through. Yeah, this will be amazing. So under black light, this is the rod here. It is going to be pinky. Let me see if I can launch it right here. There. So watch that. You can see that pink. That's what the center, the most of that color will look like. It'll be pink UV like that. And then it's going to have the hint of those greens. Yeah, under blacklight, I cannot wait to see this. And here we go. We are rocking the uranium glass tonight, too. We did a uranium glass rose first off. We're going to, after we finish this one, we're going to vote whether we gold fume it a little bit. I don't want to cover it in gold, but like do an accent, maybe just the outside petals. So the center stays super bright uranium green and some gold on the outside. Yeah, this will change. Not only, this won't just change under blacklight, but in different lighting situations, it'll change too. So when you go from sunlight to dim lit light, all kinds of different lighting situations, this one's going to morph into different colors. And that's about the best way I could describe it, is morphing into new colors. And if you have not followed Dragonfly Creation or Grove's Glass Gallery, you got to give them a follow. They are two of the moderators on here. They are also lamp workers like me, or glass blowers. And you definitely want to get in and follow them before they become super famous, so you can say, I knew them before they were famous. And then we got Red Squeak somewhere. Red Squeak's doing some awesome photography, and you want to catch her photography before she becomes famous. Everybody's going to be famous but me. So definitely give Red Squeak a follow. And to all the mods that are currently helping out, a big shout out to all the mods. I greatly appreciate you for keeping everything under control. I really appreciate you. Spot on the creation. Yeah. Thank you, Mama Katie. All right, Mama Kelly. I'll just call it Kelly. All right, here we go. This is looking really good. And when it cools off, it's going to look so much better. A lot of this glass, when you see it in certain environments, the color doesn't show until it actually cools down. And then the beauty comes out. What do you call this one? I don't have a name for it. You guys want to name it? I'll let you guys in the audience name it. We'll throw out some names. You guys name this color. Let me get a couple more petals on. I'll show it to you in the light again. I'll let you guys name it. My brain's fried right now. I don't want to name it. Let the audience name it. See, I told you I love having audience participation. Not your typical live streamer. I like having people. I actually am very thankful that you watch the content. Okay, 2 more petals and I'll bring it in. You thought I was doing something else? Playing poker? Do I have a favorite glass object? I do have a couple favorites. The dragon dagger I brought out earlier is one of my favorites. I won't sell it. I have a sword behind me that is 4 feet, like literally 49 inches, or 4 feet. That one is not as detailed as far as the blade, but the handle's pretty damn detailed. All right, where did I put that last one? And I love that piece. That's another piece I won't sell. I shouldn't say I'd never sell it, but it would have to be like life-changing money to sell it. I mean, I wouldn't be stupid and turn down money that could help my mom or family. Okay, let's get one more petal on here and see where we're at. I thought I was going to have extra, but we're not. We're running pretty tight on this. We'll throw out some names out there. No, I have something you could call Test Tube Baby. Test Tube Baby, I could definitely show you we have. I have a piece that's named that already. Half my audience right now is going, I know what that is. And here we go. There. We just have to fuse this in. I think we're going to get just a little bit more on here and it'll be done. But let me show you the colors where we're at so far. Ooh, Lucy Rose. I like that. Crystal. Thank you. Enchanted. Can you name it Dandy? Well, just throw a bunch of names out there. All right, let's warm it up for a second. So every once in a while, you got to keep these things hot. You don't want them to fall below like 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me turn it to the side cam so you can, this is actually a really cool view. See how it gets all red there? I love that view when it's doing that. All right, let's bring it out. Again, this will have that pink glow to it. See, I told you how much, the more we stack on it, the prettier it gets. I told you it'd start coming out beautiful. So you saw all those blues and greens in there. And what you don't see right now is the pink that'll show up like this. So the rest of it, every cell where you saw clear under blacklight will have that pink. It'll be glowing pink like that under blacklight. So everywhere that wasn't green, that'll be the color under blacklight you see. So it is definitely one of those cool pieces you could bring out and show someone and they won't expect it. They will not expect this one. Pink Fusion. Oh, yeah. Northern Lights. I like it. I like it. A lot of cool names out there. You guys are coming up with some cool stuff. I like it. And thank you for participating. I really appreciate everybody putting names out there. I do appreciate it. I'll go back and review chat too. All right, here we go. We're going to add petals. Okay, I got to get this really tucked up in here. Okay, Daisy girl. All right, let's get this going. And pop it over here. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, some of these... The color rod's cracking. Not the rose, but this was cracking a little. Got a little cool. Could hear it going snap, crackle, pop. I don't know if you guys could hear it on the microphone. You hear that little snap, crackle, pop? That was the holding rod, not the holding rod, but the color rod. It was angry. Yeah, there it is. There's the crack. Yeah, because I didn't run it through the kiln too much, the color rod can crack when you get to the end. It's not unusual for it to happen because there's a lot of stress. You got 4 colors bouncing through it, and we didn't fully temper it, so it can get a little angry. And here we go. Bring it in. So this is the part where I kind of have to let the pedal fold down all the way, and then I can really tuck it in. So I don't want it really jamming into the next set of pedals above it. Okay. let's go ahead and show you. We're going to bring out, I think I got 3 more to do. This is going to look good. Let's warm it up. I'll show you from the side view. Well, I like this, but I really like the uranium one too. I am going to add gold to the uranium. We're going to pop it on the outside. The full uranium one's going to look pretty gnarly. Uh-oh. I just revealed my age right there saying gnarly. There we go. Now watch this beauty. Here comes the reveal. Boom. Is that not beautiful or what? And we got a couple more to go. Not much more left. Just a little bit left. Yeah, I got enough to do probably 3 more solid ones on here and done. I think it only needs 3. I think we'll be finished after this. Kind of want to keep a little sample of this so I can have it in my recipe book. So I have a recipe book for anybody that's new to the channel and stuff. When I refer to the recipe book, it's kind of combinations that I've come up with that look good together, or mixing colors. You know, like this one had the Lucy with the sparkle teal and the Pert shampoo green and slime. So when I have a little sample of the rod left over, I'll take a photograph of it and I'll write the combination in my recipe book, and then I can put away with it. That way, if I ever need to come back and look for specific colors or style, I have a full recipe book to fall back on. And I always encourage people, especially in the glass business, to have a recipe book. The other thing I highly encourage you to do if you are in glass or any artistry at all, take photographs of all your work and then keep it in a book. I do have a list of equipment I use for live stream. Absolutely. I just started working on it. I'm creating a full Amazon link for it all. That way it's easy to find. Yep, I have a full live stream build. Okay, let's add it in over here. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of different equipment for live streaming. And believe it or not, the webcam I'm using right now, it's a webcam, is better than my $1,500 camera. So what I learned when setting up my live stream is I was watching a ton of videos about live streaming and how to set up, how to make your setup, how to make it look good, everything. But I was watching for how to set up for a podcast. I'm not a podcast. So every setting that I had applied from a podcast was totally opposite of what I needed. Because I'm working with a bright flame and I have all kinds of different environments going on, I don't need the background blurred. I want the background to show up. I don't want a bokeh effect. So I had to go in and refigure out that I can't follow anybody else's guide. I had to create my own. So that was the tough part. I was setting up my entire live stream for podcasts settings, and I'm not a podcast. But I didn't think about it for a while. Actually, there's room for one more pedal right here. I got to get one more on. Maybe 2. Might as well use it up a little. This is a big ass flower too. There's definitely a lot of petals on here. Okay, right in there. There we go. One more. I see the perfect spot for it, and we are done. And I still have enough for my recipe book. And here we go. Stick it in and run. And that's it. No more. All right, let's warm it up. I can show it to you. So this is a warm-up phase. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's like the biggest compliment you could do for me. Putting me in the same category as Bob Ross? Hell yeah. I love Bob Ross. All right, let's take a... You already see a sneak peek at it? You ready to check it out? Here we go. So again, it's super hot right now, so you can see it's still glowing in the center. So the colors are going to change. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Yeah, we definitely have some beautiful colors bouncing around in there. All right, next step, we got to secure the stem. And we're going to actually do that with shimmer green since this is all color. Don't want to use clear. So what I do here is I secure the stem to the actual flower head. This kind of builds like a little bridge, a brace. Because this flower is so heavy against the stem, you want to kind of lock it in there. Like that. Now we're going to do that in a couple more spots here, but I got to wait for it to cool off for a second on that stem before we go too far, because it will kind of crack if we, or fall crack. It'll create a problem if we're not careful. So this is kind of like simulated little leaves coming down. So it looks good, adds a little character to it, and secures the item to the stem. And there we are. But it definitely builds a nice bridge so it doesn't fall or get broken. We're going to warm it back up, check it one more time. And then if you're still with me, hang around for a couple more minutes. We're going to gold fume. We're going to put pure gold onto uranium glass. So we're going to take that lime green gold, or lime green, and add some gold to it. That's going to look really freaking cool. All right, let's bring it out. Go to the side view, check it out one more time. So there we are in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you can see the colors are coming out really good. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to see if I can borax this a little bit, see if we get a little bit of color popping out with borax. So when I refer to borax, I am literally referring to borax laundry soap. Borax laundry soap is one of the key components, or boron that's in borax, is one of the key components to borosilicate glass. Borosilicate glass is commonly referred to as Pyrex. Pyrex is a brand, not a type, but a lot of people think of it as a type, and that's okay. But what makes it that is borax laundry soap. So we're going to kind of pick it up here, and we're going to vaporize the borax on here and see if we get any different coloring coming out. And here we go. So what happens in here is anything that's entering the tip of the flame up here, it gets super hot and becomes lighter than the flame itself. And so the flame carries whatever material is getting vaporized up to the main object up here. It's basically plating it or coating it. And that's what we were just doing right there. Let's check it out and see if it did anything. I can tell it did a little bit already. Yeah, it changed it just a hair. Not much. But it gave it a little more punch in that teal. Yeah, I like it. So anywhere you see clear, everywhere you see it kind of clearish, I'm going to show you what it'll look like when it cools off. So when this item cools off, it will have a pink effect to it. I'm going to park that right there. Under UV light. So when it's under a UV, we'll have that pink. Oh, I got to change the camera view. Damn it, sorry. So sorry. There we go. And bring it close. Oh my God. You'd think I did this. This is my first time. But there's the pink. So everywhere that flower had that clear look will be that pink in it under black light. I'm still debating if we're going to do something with this pink later tonight. I might do something different too. I'm in a wild mood. So hold on to your horsies, people. All right, we're going to take that uranium glass. So we made this earlier. This is the uranium rose. Flower, rose, whatever. And this is all uranium glass. Now, while it's hot, it will not show with uranium. Okay, but it will definitely show that color. So this is the uranium. And it will glow super bright green under black light. Right now, nothing. While it's hot, it just has absolutely no glowing power. A little bit of green coming out, but not much. What we're going to do right now is we're going to vaporize pure gold onto it. And it is literally pure gold. We got a little tiny nugget of it somewhere up here. Okay, camera, focus. There we go. It's right at the tip of that little rod right there. It's so hard to see. There's a little tiny nugget of gold. All right, so we're going to change the color right now. It's a very fast process, so hold on. It doesn't take long. Oh, tighten this flame up just tight there. So what happens is the gold gets superheated. It becomes lighter than the flame itself, and it starts transferring over. The flame carries the gold over. And we're going to do just the bottom half. I'm not doing the top. We're going to keep the top super uranium. And there we go. Okay, let's check it out. Ready? Oh my God, I can already tell it's awesome. Ready? So we got all the uranium in there and the center uranium. Yeah, that is... We're going to add the borax to this and change it up again. Like that. Let's change it up again. A little borax action. So Stephanie just messaged me. There's new items up on thefieryguy.com right at the moment. She is getting some listing done. All right, so we're adding borax laundry soap here. We're going to change the chemical composition of that gold. Oh my God. Wow. I can tell it right now in the flame. It just did something really amazing. Wow. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Look at that. No light needed. No extra light. Look at that color combo. And then that's going to glow bright green under black light. This is not claim, Mama KD. Daisy Girl had wanted it, but then not. She wanted the other one. So there we go. Oh my God. I'm just letting everybody know these uranium ones are a little bit up there. They are, it's a lot of uranium glass. But my God. I'm going to pull that back out in a little bit. I just have to get it in the kiln temporarily. Yeah, that's really amazing, that color. All right, give me 1 second. Let me turn the camera view back. I got to grab something real quick. I'll be right back. 1 second over here. I'm actually just right behind you guys. See if I can grab something here. Nope, can't find it. Oh, there it is. So, everybody's been asking about pens, and I wanted to talk about the pens. And when we make them, a lot of people are asking about the inserts that I use. So this is the preferred brand and style of pen that I use. Actually, let me use SideCam. So when you buy a pen from me, this is what it's designed to fit. So I use these for the pen. This is like the most stable and common one to find. And then when you take the inserts out, just take it here and you just pop them out like that. I don't think I have any pens here though. Damn it. I thought I had some up here. You guys want to make a pen real quick? We can do that. What do they go for? Trace, I don't know right now. But I want to take a look at that uranium one again. Real quick, and then we'll get back to making stuff. I really want to take a look at it. I'm kind of excited. Hold on. It's just a very unique color. I mean, look at that without any extra light on it. It just says beautiful. And then you add in the, like that. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what's going to happen here. Yeah, we're not getting any uranium. Oh, there's a little uranium showing up in the center. See it? It's starting to pop out. But when this whole piece cools down, it's going to be this illuminated green, like this. We're going to get this super bright green, and that whole flower is going to light up like that under black light. That red and everything's going to light up like that. All right, let's make a pen. We're going to make a pen right now. Ooh, I hope I have enough tubing. Yeah, I do. Happen to have tubing right here. We're good. So the pens that I make are refillable with Bic inserts, like I just showed you. We're going to make the winged version. I don't have the colors right in front of me to show the ones that we did for Kevin's book. And we're going to kind of preheat this real quick. Hopefully this doesn't shatter. I didn't temper this or pre-anneal it, so it might shatter. What is that flame coming from? A dragon. See my white hair? See all this white hair? I'm secretly a Targaryen. So I have a pet dragon down here. All right, so we're preheating this up. Since I put uranium is cool in the preview for here, the thumbnail, we definitely got to make a uranium pen, right? Definitely got to have some uranium in the pen. No, the flame is actually oxygen and propane. Those are the two gases I use. Here we go. So we're going to add uranium in here. We're just going to make this really cool looking. I'm going to add a lot of cool colors to this. We're going to make it kind of blues and greens. No, my pen won't keep me warm. So we're going to stripe this all the way around. And we're going to add wings to this pen. So we're going to build some wings for it. And one more here. Okay, there's the uranium. Could I make an octopus that's a chameleon? Yep, I could. But I'm probably about 2 to 3 months booked out on custom orders like that. We are pretty booked right now. What temperature? About 3,800 to 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I need some Mountain Dew. I'm sorry. I normally don't drink on live stream, but I need some caffeine. And my voice is going hoarse. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to add the shimmer green here. We're going to go full color. We're going to go full color on this guy. So one of the things that you'll notice when I'm applying color, my right hand, I'm ambidextrous, but primarily right-handed mostly. Notice I'm not moving up and down the flame with the color. I'm moving the object itself. So if I gave you a pen and paper and I said, write your name, I'd have you move the paper instead of the pen. And the reason for that is this flame has a couple different hot zones. So closer to the torch tip, it's cool. Right about where I'm at right here is the hot spot. And then up here, it's cooler again. If I tried starting up here and coming down, it would be slow, fast, slow. And you'd have an uneven pace. And then your color would be off. So what I did here is I keep the color in one specific area for the heat, and then I just push it through and move the object itself. Makes life much easier. We're going to use that really rare teal. Isn't uranium radioactive? Yep. Yep, you can't see the third arm behind my head. Yep, I got a third arm behind my head. And I'm running a little tail. No, uranium technically is radioactive, but there's so little uranium in this, it's less than your cell phone putting off background radiation. There's really not a lot to it. Yeah, it's like if I remember right, and I could be wrong, but if I remember right, it's like 0.001% uranium for the mixture. So there's not a lot to it. All right, so let's bring this up a little closer. I'm sorry. You guys are way out there. I'm sorry for the view. Let's bring it in a little better. There we go. How you guys doing? Hello. All right. So we got all the colors running through. This way, we're going to show you the side view. There we go. So this is the side view. We're going to taper off the end of it. See all those colors? The lighter color is the uranium. Then we got sparkle and teal. But at the end here, it's not organized. We got to take it, bring all the color front and center. Then we'll pull it into a pen, and then we're going to make some wings for this. So we're going to build wings off there. And here we go. Pull it all down front and center. Now, we're not gonna keep this little spiral here, but I do like showing it. I love that little spiral. You guys want a little screenshot? Makes a nice screenshot. This actually makes a really cool phone back. So if you like having custom wallpapers on your phone, this makes a really cool wallpaper. This little, right there. Wait for it, wait for it. Right about there. Has a little spiral to it. I should do that. I should make custom wallpapers because I have some really good shots of this stuff. So next step, we're going to heat it all up and we're going to start stretching it out. We're going to spiral everything around and give this pen a little bit of like a spiral, candy cane spiral kind of. Cruise in. Have a good night. Thank you. Again, big shout out to my mods. My mods are amazing. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for keeping the chats all good to go. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank the mods enough. You all are amazing. I do appreciate you. And to people that aren't mods that also help patrol the chat, thank you guys very much, especially members and subscribers. Members on YouTube and subscribers on TikTok, thank you very much for supporting. Big shout out to y'all. And if you are currently not subscribed or following, I would really appreciate it. Hopefully I've done enough to earn a subscription or a follow. And you enjoy the content. All right. So we got a little spiral right there. So then we have to heat the whole thing up here, and then we're going to spin it. Now, there are several ways to do this. I found the best way for me is to kind of heat the whole thing up a little. And then as I'm pulling it, one hand just rotates slightly slower than the next one. So one's a little bit slower. Hold on one second. I got to blow this out for a second. All right, had to even that out. Oh my God, Bayo, thank you for the 5 memberships. Thank you so much for doing that. I do answer questions when I can see them. Absolutely. Do I make my own rods with pigments? Sometimes. I invented a glow-in-the-dark glass. That's about my claim to fame. So borosilicate or Pyrex, there was no glow-in-the-dark glass before me. And then I created it many, many moons ago. And it was a very, very exclusive thing that I had for a while. And it helped me launch my business. Oh man, we got this beautiful spiral going. Look at that. Man, we did that one good. Did you guys see that? That is almost perfect. This is going to be a pen, like writing pen. So I just needed to get the core of it done. Okay, we're going to bring it up here and taper it down. And then we're going to add wings to it. I think I'm going to do amber purple wings on it. Just got to pull this down a little bit. Right about there. We are making a blown glass pen, like a writing pen. I don't do the glass tips. I make everything so that, like a Bic insert, Bic pen, the Bic refillable pens. So it's easy to find ink, and you never have to worry about it, and you can change the color. The Bic pens have like 6 different colors you can choose from. I think there's a whole crayon-like version of them too. Like 20 different colors. All right, there we go. All right, you didn't crack off. Crack is bad. There we go. Okay, I do have to pop a little hole in it. That hole will get covered up in just a little bit, but I have to leave it so I can do the other end where it actually fits into the insert here. So we're going to bring it over here. We're just going to add some air pressure and pop a tiny, tiny little hole. Like that. And that'll get covered up in a minute. Let me bring it to the side so I can show you where we're at. There's that tiny little hole, and then we're going to bring it down. We're probably going to cut it off right in this section here where we're going to put the insert, but we got to make some wings for it first. I want to show you the colors before we get too far. You can see it. So those are the colors we're going to be having on there. And it does have uranium. You can see a little bit of it starting to glow back up here. As it cools down, that uranium is going to get brighter and brighter. Right now it's hot, so it doesn't show. Boom. All right, so we got to garage this in the kiln, and let's make some wings and come back to it. So we're going to actually make physical wings for it, and then attach the wings to the item, and then finish it off. Let's go. We're going to use one of my favorite colors called amber purple. And if you, oh no, we're going to do Mega Mai Tai. Oh, hell yeah. We're not doing amber purple. We're doing mega Mai Tai. There we go. Here we go. So we're going to make some wings. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up, kiddies. What's up, Deb? How are you? Good to see you. And there we go. Okay. Let's get it. Let's get it. Mai Tai is one of your favorite cocktails. It's a cool color. Watch. Wait till you see this color. And here we go. It's magical. You know what? We've just been doing a lot of uranium stuff tonight, Deb. Just having fun. It's kind of like a preview of the pen. This is the wing pen, but not in the same one that we were doing for you or anybody else with Kevin's. And here we go. I got to look at Kevin's pen again so I can figure out those colors. And one more here. And we're going to smooth it out. There we go. Here we go. Side view. You want blues and purples? We can do that. We can absolutely do that. We might be able to, if you want to hang around long enough, we can do it tonight. I told you that'd be cool. Did I not tell you that color's amazing? All right, we're going to get the color to change just a little bit more. Tiny bit more. So we're going to, the way this color works is you heat it, cool it down, and it changes. Yeah, I can definitely, we can do blues and purples after this. Now, here we go. Ready for it? I'm going to show you one of the views. This is why I love this color. Here it is from the opposite side. See the amber color? Sorry about the bright light. And now you ready for it? Isn't that just gorgeous? And then from the inverse, there. That is what I love about it. So we're going to make a second wing and then we'll park them onto the pen. Yeah, this is a nice color. Yeah, the wing is Mai Tai. Mega Mai Tai, not Mai Tai. It is Mega Mai Tai. It's not just Mai Tai. got to be mega Mai Tai. All right, we got to trim this off, and then we're going to do wing number 2. If no one's dibsed on the pen, then it's available, but it won't be on the website. Yep, we can definitely do Gale's Pink and Cobalt Hummingbird tonight. Absolutely. I'm hyper right now. We got lots of time. When was the last time I made a dragon? It'd been a while. I'm busy. I'm always busy with stuff. It's hard to like get that. A dragon takes a while to make. No cooking? Yeah, I'm cooking. I make the meanest peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the planet. Mad. I'll just call you Mad. I am the peanut butter and jelly sandwich king. And then one of my subscribers sent me fluff from the East Coast. So now I make peanut butter and fluffernutters. I'm a mad scientist at that too. All right, so we're making wings right now. All right, here we go. Getting close to the end of this one. Getting short too. And a little bit right here. And there we go. Got to smooth that front out. I got to curve this a little bit though. Hold on one second. I definitely have to curve it a little. May have to modify it on the piece itself. Yeah, that's not turning out right. Hold on. There we go. So let me show you the color again. Bring it out. Oh, someone sent me fluff. One of my subscribers. There we go. We got that beautiful color coming out. Mega Mai Tai. And there is wing number 2. All right, let's put it together. Let's make this pen happen. Need to separate this. TikTok. Really, TikTok? Now it sends me are you an active live? I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, and it just now sends me a thing saying, are you an active live streamer? Really? Little late to the party, buddy. Hold on, I got to do this TikTok thing or it's going to kick me off. There we go. All right, let's add the wings to the pen. And there we go. I may have to make some adjustments to it once I get both wings on, but that's normal. Yeah. Well, I got to thin this out a little bit. A little too thick right here. Just have to thin it out a tiny bit. There we go. Smooth this out. There we are. Then we just have to see these are little steps right here. These are little steps that people miss, and it's so simple to fix. I'm going to show you real quick what I'm talking about. So notice where the wing is attached right there, that little lump right there. A lot of people don't smooth that out. I'm going to show you the difference of what this makes. So not only does it add structural integrity to the piece, but it looks a hell of a lot cleaner. So now we bring it in, and now it's all fused in there. You don't see this big ass ridge sitting there. Okay, so there's one smooth, and then again, see how it's kind of lumpy right there? Smooth, lumpy, smooth. And it doesn't take very long to get that all fixed up. And there. How difficult was that? So now we got that going that way. Well, let me go side cam. I guess we can't see crap from there. There we are. So now we got all the colors going off on there. We got the blue and green. And then from the obverse side, you got amber, purple. And then we bring it out. Let's see if we got any uranium. Oh, there's some uranium going. It's still hot, so we don't have as much uranium popping in there right now. But this whole thing will be lit up like that. So we do have to push this back in the kiln for a little bit. And then we'll come back to it and finish off the back end. I have to do a cobalt and pink hummingbird because I promised I would get that one done. So we got to do that. And then we're going to work on a pen with blues and purples. So let me grab some color real quick and let's make some hummingbirds and items. Okay, we have pink and blue. So we're going to bring that out too. Ouch. And a little bit of purple. Okay. So first thing's the hummingbird. Damn it, I cut my finger. That's okay though. That's what I was saying. I get more cuts than burns. I just sliced it. That's all right. So if you see blood dripping down, I'm okay. It happens. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be making a cobalt and pink hummingbird. We're going to use some fresh cobalt here, though. And a little bit there. I have no idea what's sitting there. Huh. Okay. So I just have to find the ones that I need, which is that one and that one. So when we're doing this, what cobalt? This is light cobalt. So I was going to show you the difference here. When we start making these, you kind of have to use a little bit lighter color. Well, we can use the darker one too. Let me pull it off to the side here. So we got two different versions. Let me grab the light. So the bottom one's darker, and then the top one's a little lighter version. Now, when we start making it thicker, the cobalt gets more dense. So you want to start off with a light one, but I think this cobalt's going to look good. I think we don't need these. I really don't. I think we'll use this one. This is going to be, plus I want to make the bird a little bit bigger. We're going to make it a little bit, this is a custom order, so we're going to make it a tiny bit bigger. Make it look good. Cobalt. No, we're going to use cobalt body, and then we're going to do pink for the wings. Yeah, sorry, still bleeding. All right, let's get this all cleaned up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the edge off here. Whenever you cut the glass with a cutter, it leaves a little scar, and it starts to create these little tiny air bubbles in there, and it doesn't look good. Now, 9 out of 10 times people can't see the difference, but I can. Hold on one second. I need a short rod here. Ah, perfect. So we're making a hummingbird right now. And this is a custom order, ready to go. And we're going to make it look amazing. I'm actually going to pull it in a little bit on the camera view so you guys can see it a little better. You have to stare at my ugly mug, but hey. There. Nope, that's too close. Right there. Perfect. All right, here we go. So we're going to build the body. First thing we do is build kind of like a ball. Then I'm going to grab it with a little bit of clear, and we're going to pull what I call my guideline for my tail. It's just the direction of how the angle of the tail is going to go, what it's going to look like, and keeping it centered on the body. Without it, I'm kind of flying blind. Flying blind. No pun intended. A little bit more. Here we go. Oh, I'll use the filter. Hold on. You guys want to see filter? So this is how I see the world. Like that. So that's what my glasses do. They filter out a lot of that really, really craziness like that. Allows me to see into the flame a little bit. All right, here we go. Bring it out. Grip it. Then you just rip it down this way. And it makes a really nice, like I said, guideline for my tail. Just gives me a sense of direction of where I need to go. All right, we're going to grab pink, and we're going to start forming the tail right now. Gail's watching. Awesome. Look, Gail, this is for you. This is for Gail. This is part of the live stream where if you purchase something and you want to see it made on live, we can do that. Except for little bits of pink flying at me. All right, here we go. Now for me, I don't use any tools to form the hummingbirds. There are methods that you can use to make a hummingbird with like pliers and special wing tools. But I like doing it freehand. But if you are new to glass and you need to start producing, there's nothing wrong with learning how to do them with tools and then learn this method later. So at least you can get out there and start making some money. Because let's face it, you can't do this forever for free. You got to make some money if you're doing this as a career or even a hobby. Okay. There we go. Smooth that in. Blend everything together. I do like showing progress again. So there we are with the side view of the tail. You can see it's just kind of fanned out right now. Then we'll bring it back in. And then this is my attachment rod. Thank you, Kelly. And then we're going to separate this over here, and we're going to create the area for the head. Nice and easy. Now, one of the things that when I used to teach people, I always show you that in this direction, it becomes a hummingbird. Well, let's do it side view. Sorry, you're getting a small tutorial. So this direction, it's a hummingbird. Now, if I was to flip it up this way and have the tail going up like that and just move the head up a little bit higher, it then becomes a dove. So depending on how you flip it on here, it could be a hummingbird or a dove. And if you get really crazy with it, you can make it a cardinal. All right, we got to put a hook on it because these are designed to hang. So we're going to manufacture a little glass hook here, right onto the body. And this was the very, very, very first item I learned that I could make that was sellable, like where I actually could make some money. And I highly recommend, if you are starting out in glass or you're learning, whatever, this is one of those things that they never go out of fashion. And you could at least recover a little bit of glass money by making these. And it teaches you a lot of techniques for glass work. So we're going to make sure that's nice and smooth. Okay. We're going to grab it here and start incorporating the wings. And here we go. Now this version has been pre-ordered, it's custom ordered, and we're making it a slight bit larger than normal because they are members on here and been huge supporters of the channel. So of course I'm going to go 105% on this. And there might even be a little bonus action happening on it. We'll have to see. Grab it here, pop it back, 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 and pull. And just like that, we got a beautiful wing. Got it fused in. Let's grip it over here on the side view. And now you can see the wing is all formed on there. It's looking nice and even. And then we're going to come around and grab it again and do the other wing. So we are making a hummingbird. This is a custom. It's pink and cobalt. And we're pulling the parts over here. We're doing the second part of the wing for the second wing. And I am freehanding it. There we are. Grip and rip. Okay, there we are. We're almost done with this wing now. We're on the last step of it. Yeah, they don't take long. So hummingbird takes me roughly 6-7 minutes. This one's a little slower because I'm showing a little more steps as we're going through. So this will probably be like 8 minutes, which is it's an eternity for me. But I like showing it. All right, we're going to come through here. We're going to add the beak. Yeah, this is a pretty combination, but I have a little surprise. Ooh, 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 ooh. And we're going to put some eyeballs here. We're going to do the eyes in pink because I think it makes it stand out a little bit. Little eyeball there. Little eyeball there. All right, I'm going to try preheating this a little and see if we can keep it from cracking real quick. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. All right, we're going to fix it up. Put a new wing on it. That's what I don't like about this color. It is shocking. But we're still going to hit it with what I want to do. Because there's something I want to do to this. And I knew that was a possibility. But it's worth it. Wait till you see the end. I'm not disappointed. It's okay. I am not disappointed. It's going to be fine. Because I want to do something special for it. And when you see what I want to do, you'll know it's worth it. Okay, there we go. Get that gooey off. Okay, there we are. And we're just going to rebuild. I'm going to keep this other wing warm at the moment. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. I got to speed it up a little here. I'm going to do what I want to do on it. There we are. One more little fancy schmancy pull here. There we are. Let's fuse that in real quick. Get the other side hot. If this one pops, I won't be able to do it. Nope, so far we're good. Make sure they're nice and balanced. They are. They are looking fantastic. Make sure they stay nice and hot real quick. All right. Yep. We're going to add, since it's pink, we're going to add a little gold right to the edge of the wing. Just a tiny little bit will do it. There it is. There we are. And a little borax on there just to solidify it in there. Got to move fast with it. And there. And there we are. I'll have to show it pretty quick, but we just added a little bit of happiness to it. So just a little special touch to it. I got to pop it in the kiln so we can take that back end off later. But if you're okay with that, Gail, we will leave it as is. If not, then I'll make another one. And there we go. She loves it? Awesome. Yeah, I put a little fiery touch on it. Just a little fiery touch. Okay, so next step, we're going to be making a pen, and we're going to be doing blues and purples. So I'm going to make the wings for the pen real quick, and then we're going to make the pen. And this is for Deb. Okay. So Deb's here. We're going to make hers custom too. So we have this purple here, but we're going to kind of enhance it a little. Should be good. Thank you, Daisy Girl. Janae, thank you. Yeah, it was just a little, it's like I said, that little bit of gold just adds a lot of flavor to it. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to give it a fiery touch. All right, so we're going to make this a little bit thicker up here. Okay, yeah, this is the purple. And we're going to build it up a little. Now this and that pink are both what I call shocky colors. They are prone to popping and jumping all over the place when they go from cold to hot. So technically they have to be kind of preheated. And that's why that one wing had popped. I let it get too cool, and when I went to go warm it back up, it just popped. Okay, here we go. So a little bit more. And almost there. Okay. So we got the purple on here. So this is a core of purple. Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably bring it in a little tighter. You guys can't see all that well. I apologize. There we are. A little bit tighter. So we're going to gold fume on top of this. And we're going to add a little bit of clear and trapping the gold on the purple. Then we're going to do clear. And then I'm going to put a tiny bit of cobalt on there as well. Oh, did I leave my cobalt out? Or did I put it away? There's silver. Wow, I got a big mess in here. I think I left my gold out. There it is. Oh, this is scary. Okay, so technically this should be preheated. I hope it stayed hot enough to where it's not going to fall off. All right, there's the gold. We're just going to preheat it and get the gold all the way on. There we go. All right, we're going to bring it back up. I'm going to put this back in the kiln. This needs to stay in the kiln. Okay. So what we did there is we kind of gold fumed on top of that purple. And we got a lot of gold running on it. We're going to custom blend. Look at that purple now. So there's the gold on top of the purple. We're going to encase part of it. We're going to encase it with cobalt and make it look really fantastic here. And here we go. Actually, I'm going to encase it with Lucy. We're going to make it glow pink too. I'm in a wild mood tonight. Welcome to the fiery zone. What I like about the Lucy is it is transparent, so it'll look just like clear, except under black light. And here we go. All right, that should be enough of that. We are going to use clear in it, though, too. And that is right here. Ah, thank you, Rich. I have a lot of fun. Honestly, this is like so much fun for me. I love my job. So it makes it nice to be able to do that, you know? And a little bit more over here. Okay. Yeah. And then we got to grab this dark cobalt that I pulled from somewhere. Nope, you're light cobalt. And there's the dark cobalt. We're just going to put it right down the center, this one little spot here. Like that. So now we're left with basically 3 colors running through here. And then we got the benefit of the UV with the Lucy. So we got purple pink right there, purplish, the cobalt on top of the purple. Then we got the Lucy running through there. So we basically, like I said, have 3 different colors running through here. We're going to take it, spin it up, turn it into a functional rod. So we're going to spin it up right now and just basically turn it into a full-blown rod. And then we'll make the wings. Out of that. This is what I keep telling people, though, that my mind is always racing. Sometimes I just wish it would calm down. All right, so we got that hot spot there. And we're going to grip it and rip it. Yeah, these are going to be really cool colors. It is a pen with wings. And here we go. Yep, it is 100% going to be a pen with wings. It's like a Red Bull with wings. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get Dragonfly Creation and Groves out here for like a short trip that they can come out and work with me hand in hand, like at my place here. Because they do a lot for me with mods and everything else. I don't know if I'd consider them like, I don't know about apprenticeship, but I help them a lot if I can with techniques or questions or something like that. But I want to get them out to my facility out here in Washington so that I can physically work with them one-on-one and show them certain techniques, especially if like something they're trying to get wings, let's say, and they're not working out. It's hard to see on video what's going on versus having someone in person to say, oh, okay, there's the problem, and you can fix it. So I want to get Dragonfly and Grows, and we'll probably live stream that too. That'll be a fun live stream. Then they can meet Red Squeak in person. Red Squeak will take the ferry over. Okay, here we go. Got that all fused up. Now, this is one of those things that I was talking about earlier where, God dang it, something's itching. The colors don't come out until they cool off. Yeah, it'll be a really good experience for them. They've both been dedicated mods for me, and I want to help them excel at their glass career. So, yeah, I think physically it's much easier to help someone when you see what's going on. Because even just the angle of how you are applying color or how you're doing something can make a big difference. Okay, we should have enough color here to do the wings. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We're going to go right into making the wings, though. And then we'll make the rest of the pen. And there we go. Yeah, Red Squeak can bring her famous cheesecake. All right, so it is going to be a beautiful purple when it cools off. You can kind of see it getting purpley again. It'll definitely be the super, and then we got a little bit of cobalt running through there. All right, let's go ahead and start this and start making the wings. What's up, Aaron? How are you doing? Yeah, we're having a good time here. We're rocking and rolling. Okay, we're going to bring that out, squishy, squishy, and start making the wings. Now, what I do like about this, again, the spiral latticino for it, is as we start applying the wings, you won't see that real kind of circular spiral in here. I wish I could grip it a little tighter up here, but it's hella hot up there. Because we're just going to be stretching those lines out. But it does kind of leave kind of almost this natural feather look to it, with a little bit of that cobalt running through there, some of the gold piercing in. And we're just bringing it all the way up and down and around. And a little bit right up here to finish this off. There we are. Smooth it out. I can't believe I just said that. The geek in me just came out. Where was my second set of tweezers, though? Maybe I buried them. All right, pop that over there. So let me get this wing all detached from this clear rod so we can make the second one, and I'll show you what the wing looks like. It's going to look amazing. Do have to trim that off a little bit. Get that clear off there. There. Let's bring it off to the side. Let's take a look at where we're at. Here we go. And we got these colors bouncing through. And like that. So now you can see that cobalt kind of running through there. The purple's definitely doing its thing. You see all the shades of it. So that's why I like that combo. Hi, Betty. How are you? I was just telling everybody how you sent me fluff. Not too long ago. I was telling everybody about, I used to be the peanut butter and jelly king. Now I'm a peanut butter, jelly, and fluff king. That did not sound good. Fluffernutter. I need to correct that. I will, Betty. Gail was really surprised. Awesome. Yeah. See, I like doing stuff like that. I think it's cool, especially, you guys members and all that fun stuff. We always go a little bit, 105%. All right, here we go. So we're going to make wing number 2. Yeah, Betty Warren on TikTok there probably has one of the largest collections of probably the Christmas ornaments for sure. All right, here we go. We're going to make the little loop and swoop here. So this is the beginning of the wing. But that's what I was saying when we started making this with the spirals running around. When you start making the wing and you're pulling the color, it doesn't leave those little circles. It creates these little micro, almost like feather look to it. And I personally really like that. I think it's elegant. One more here, and then we're going to do the little loop-de-doop. All right, there is wing number 2, and you always got to fuse this front. So that when I build the wings, I'm layering on top, and then it leaves these little ridges up in the front. If you don't fuse it smooth, it definitely has a really good chance of cracking right there. So you got to take care of that. All right, let's trim this one off. I don't know why I have so much amber purple over here on that. Okay, let's attach here, and then this is preparing for the next pen. We'll build the pen after this and put it together. Get rid of this little bit of clear on here. Bye-bye. And here we go, back to the side. So if you're just joining us, we are making some custom wings for a pen. Now you can see that purple is looking really fantastic in there. Ooh, look at that. Remember the striations I was telling you? There they are, showing up a little better. Let's see if it's showing any Lucy. No, no Lucy yet. No Lucy. All right, we need to make the actual pen now. Oh, thank goodness. I was hoping I had enough tubing up here. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do it a little different too. We're going to make it very exotic. So in order to do that, we got to kind of preheat this a little. Betty, thank you for the big shout out. Big shout out to Betty Warren. Thank you. Bentley's mom, thank you for the heart me. Hopefully this doesn't shatter. If it does, I'm just going to have to get another tube, but please don't shatter. Okay, I think we're good. So we're going to warm this up. Nice and easy. Ooh, ooh, don't you go south. All right, let me grab a tool here. We're going to widen the end of this tube. So the tube is open at the end here. We're going to widen it open a little. Use a little reamer here. A little fantastic tool right there. Okay, so the next step, we're going to fire gold onto the inside. Okay, so we're going to shoot gold all the way into the inside of this tube. Before we do that, we're going to add a little borax into there so that it solidifies it first. So this process is still the fuming, but this is called inside out fuming. We're basically coloring it from the inside out. You need to tighten that flame up just a little bit. This is a little scary because if you're not used to this, if you move your hand the wrong way, that flame will come up and bite you right in the hand. So you got to be really careful. If you're a new glassblower and you're doing this for the first time, wear gloves. All right, so we got that borax in there. Let's grab our gold and fire it in. And there we are. So this is what it looks like right now. And we're about to change it with some magical gold. Here we go. Y'all ready? Where's my gold? There she is. And here we go. And just like that, we got color. So there it is, all golden now. So that is pure gold vaporized into the tubing. Like that. You can see how it just kind of changed everything up with that. Well, come on, light. There we go. There. Kind of cool process, right? How did I discover the borax trick? I read a book from 1939. Or maybe it was 39. Anyway, it was an old book. A glassblowing book. And I was reading about it. And what they ended up doing, let me pop it onto the screen here. Okay, so what ended up happening is they used to do metal seals to the glass. So you would want to combine metal into the glass and insert it in there. And they would make borax, they would mix it, water and borax, about a 50-50 mixture, and they would dip the metal into the borax, let it soak for a while, and then when they put it into the glass, it would stick. It wouldn't crack it because the borax was a flux. And they were talking about in the book how much borax was a flux. And I was like, wonder if it'll work for everything, including the gold fuming. And I tried it, and it did. So it just changed everything out when I read about it. That's what I was saying. There's a lot of glassblowing books out there that are super old. about 40% of the information's absolutely worthless because it's no longer relevant in some way or another. Like having asbestos as a countertop surface is not useful. And about another 40% is semi-useful. Okay, there are things in there that you look and go, maybe, maybe not. And then there's about a 20% that is very useful even in today's society and environment, but nobody takes the time to read an old book. They think that because it's old, it's not useful. So nobody reads it or looks at it. All right, let's add some cobalt on here. So they end up missing out. And here we go. But yeah, I'll go on eBay and I have a set search. I have a search save for glassblowing books on eBay. So if something pops up, it alerts me. And if it's something I don't have, I buy it. I found a couple really old ones. Okay, so we got some cobalt popped on here. Like that. And we still have the gold inside. We're going to grab some purple, pop it on there as well, and then finish it up with clear. We're making a blown glass pen with wings. Kind of like a Red Bull with wings, but pen. And here we go. We're going to add the purple. But the inside of this has a really nice gold fume to it. So it's going to have a little bit of a highlight. It's going to make the purple and cobalt look really good. And one more stripe here. And these are refillable with Bic insert pens. So just regular Bic pen. I'll show it on the screen again. Oh, where did I put it? There it is. So we're going to do a side view. I'll show you what the purple is on here. So we got purple, cobalt, and the gold fume running through. I got to keep it moving or it's going to hot dog on me. So there we are. We got all the colors bouncing through now. Isn't that pretty? See, I told you that gold will set it off. Really nice. And this is the pen that I was referring to. This is the brand and the style that I use, okay? Just Bic insert. I don't even get paid for it, but there you go. Bic pen. Hello. Hi. Okay, let's go to front screen again. There we are. We're going to spin this up, and we're going to get it into the pen shape now. This is where we got to take some time and put everything together and make it look fantastic. Yeah, this is going to be a gorgeous pen. I'm pretty excited to see how it comes out. And then we're going to add the wings to it. We already pre-made the wings. Yep, this pen is pre-sold. Yeah, the colors are gorgeous. Okay. So we've got to bring it over here. I'm going to taper off this end. Now this always has to be done, at least for me. There's a little section right here that I'm heating up. And I got to bring it down and kind of make it thicker and taper it down. If I don't do this, for me personally, when I go to make these things and I'm heating the whole thing up, when I get back down to this end, this thing becomes, see how floppy that is? I don't want that. when I get towards the end. It'll bend the entire pen. So while this stays a little bit soft and floppy at the moment, if I bring it down and keep it thick with just a little taper like that, then I can heat this core section up here without affecting it there, and it won't bend on me. All right, we're going to preheat the whole thing, and then we're going to spin it up and turn it into a writing pen. All right, we're just coming through. Actually, I got to blow this out a little bit. There. All right, here we go. So I'm going to be heating this up. We're going to stretch it out, and at the same time, we're going to spiral it. The spiral happens from me rotating one hand just a slight bit slower than the other one. And it will create a little bit of a clutch system, kind of. And it'll allow the whole glass to spiral and stay even as we're doing it. Get that little bit of spiral right there. Now, majority of this is going to get cut off. I always stretch it a lot further than I think I need it, because we can always make it smaller. You can't make it bigger once it's too small. Yeah, if it's too small, it's too small. So I always use more material than I think I need. Then you could just cut off what you don't. Ooh, that got hot. There we are. It kind of has a nice texture to it too. I think this pen would be fun to grip. Like to actually write with. It has a little bit of a grip to it. I kind of like that. I was going to change it all up, but I'm going to leave it. It's very cool, actually. And it definitely has some purples running through it. Wow. All right, so we got to spin this off up here. And then we do have to put a little hole in it so that once I get done attaching the wings, I can open up the bottom end later and make the insert to fit in there perfect. There we go. We're going to bring it out here and just pop a little hole. And I'll patch that hole up after I get the wings on later and get it all done. Thank you, Betty. I'll show you something too, Betty. I'm sorry. Everybody's going to have to tolerate me for a moment. But Betty's been a huge supporter of the channel, and she's collected so much work. I wanted to show her this. I have a 1995 item. This is like one of my older items. Let me just park that in the kiln at the moment. Man, I'm running out of room too. We're definitely busy in there. Betty, this is one of my older first items, like one of my larger ones from 1995. This is like super old. But I think it's still relevant even in today. But I'll show you where you could definitely tell the structuring was not done right. See these little these welds in here? They're not blended very good. It's kind of janky, to be honest. But back then, that was as good as I was. So you can see that weld right there, that little chunky right there. That should all be smooth. But I like it because it just reminds me of where I came from. Like back in the day. Yeah, this is the improvements of what happened. But it was still not bad for back then. Sorry about that. I had to divert because Betty's been a huge supporter of me, and yeah, I wanted to show her. Yeah, so that welding right there should have been very smooth. Okay, let's get the wings on. Bring in the camera right there. All right, let's put some wings on. And we've got to find that hole. There it is. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is going to look really good. Pop it on right there. Boy, I can't believe how many pens Kevin sold for me. I'm going to have to send Kevin a big fruit basket. I've sold more of these pens from Kevin than I can even count. Okay, we're going to grab wing number 2. But it's a mutual thing, too, because I like promoting his book. I think his book is amazing. Okay, we're going to come over here and fuse wing number 2 on. Nope. Get a little hotter. There we go. Okay, that did not work. Hold on 1 second. I got to pull this off very gently. Okay. Then we got to refuse it on. I got to pull this chunk off here. Hold on. It didn't look good the way I wanted it. Sorry, I'm a little picky when it comes to this stuff. Here we are. There we go. That's better. Now we'll do a last minute little alteration just to make sure that I'm happy with the evenness. Just have to maneuver it a little bit. Okay, just a tiny adjustment, and we should be good to go. Okay. Now we got some cool wings on there. I can't leave it. Oh, side view. Sorry. There. So we got some really cool colors bouncing through it. All the blues and purples, cobalt, blue, and purple coming through. Down on the stem too, we got the gold running through. We're going to have to preheat it again and get the back end of the, so we can cut it off down there. But yeah, there we go. What's up, Jojo? And that looks good to me. Yeah, damn it. Maybe I got it. Sorry, the perfectionist in me's coming out. I'm so sorry. No, I can't leave it like that. I don't, it's not right. I gotta, all right, I need a clean rod here. See, this is the part that, this is me. I will sacrifice the whole piece and remake it if I have to. But I need to make sure I'm happy with it too. All right, that should do it. All right, thank God. All right, just got to smooth this out. Yeah. Now I'm happy. So it was just off by like 2 millimeters, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, that's a lot. So now we got the wings all balanced out and it looks good. I'm happy with it there. All right, I'm going to show off some of the stuff we did tonight too. This is the uranium and gold flower. So that is a uranium core in there of color. And then when it lights up, you'll have a little glow to it. Right now it's hot, so it's not going to glow. You got it, Deb. Thank you for ordering it. So yeah, it's not showing the uranium yet. But yeah, this is the uranium and gold fume glow. And then we did one that is also freaking amazing. And that is this one here. This has Lucy, so this has a pink glow to it as well. And then we got that blue, greens, and turquoise to it. Yeah, it's showing a little bit of, see a little bit of the pink coming out, the pink UV. Let me bring it out this way. Let me see if the other light will pick it up better. There. There. You can see a little bit of the pink starting to come out. It's going to be much brighter later. But that is the pink UV. Like that. Now this one is super freaking cool. Now it'll get much brighter pink than that. But I love that color too. So we got that one done tonight. I do have to finish this hummingbird off real quick for Gail. And this is the hummingbird we did with the gold on the wings. And really got that pink in there. Let's go ahead and burn that off for the tail. Like that. Throw a little bit of gold on the tail. There's my gold, 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 gold. There it is. And there. A little bit of gold on that tail. And now that one's all done. I gotta wedge everything in here. Holy moly. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful job on that one, color-wise. I like the colors. Okay, my kiln is completely full. I am completely filled up in there. I can't do any more. I could definitely go live stream more, but I can't fit any more in there. So I'm gonna have to call it. I will. I want to thank you guys for hanging with me. Mods, thank you so much for doing the jobs you do. And subscribers on TikTok, members on YouTube, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And thank you everybody for the purchases. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making my night so much better. This was a good night. This was fun. So I hope to see you all tomorrow, Friday. So